Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining this presentation today. We will explore the journey of transferring literary library manual process into an efficient automated system. Our goal is to design a solution that enhances literary library user experience, improve the user needs, and support the different needs of the members and librarian staff. We'll discuss the analysis, design, and propose the functionalities that make this system effective and user-friendly. So let's get on to it. For the first one, I have the introduction. So basically the background for this case study. So Little Library is a small community library in a Littlewood, currently operates using a manual paper-based system for tasks such as member registration, book loans, return, reservation, and fines. As the library faced increased user demand and transaction volume, the manual system has become inefficient and error-prone. So the purpose of writing this report as this presentation is to analyze the task to assist the library and to propose an automated library management system to streamline the operation, reduce error, and improve the user experience. The third thing, I have the methodology. So in this model of approach, the methodology that I choose is the Agile approach. Why? Because for the first one, Agile offer adaptability, which means that the system Agile method flexibility allow the system to adapt to these changes during the development. And second one, addressing inefficiency and error. So Agile iterative development process with the frequent testing and feedback ensure that inefficiency and error are identified and corrected in the real time, providing immediate relief from inefficiency. And the third one, deliver functional component incrementally, ensuring critical features such as book issuing or member registration. So as for this one is to adapt to those changing, as tasks as with the more changing requirement that are facing right now, Agile can adapt to those changing requirement and hence develop a more suitable component to meet those needs. And for information gathering technique, I have three techniques that I research and I use for this method gathering techniques. So the first one is interview. So basically conducting a one-on-one interview with the key stakeholders, such as the librarians, library assistant, and member of the community center. This allows the direct feedback about their needs, challenges that they faces with the current system, and what are the expectations for a new upcoming system. The third one that I have is to make a survey and questionnaire for each librarian and the staff within the library. So basically, I distribute the survey to gather feedback from a larger group of library users, such as community members, on their experience with the library service and their preference for system functionality. This provide a broader understanding of the user experience, basically like the same thing as the interview. For the third one, I have the focus group, which means to organize a group discussion with library assistant, librarians, and member of the community center. This encourage collaborative discussion on what features and improvement are needed in the system. So question that I need to ask to the stakeholder, like what are the requirements for the system they need, so like what kind of feature they need in the system, what kind of security that I have in the system. So the first one is what specific feature like would they need for tracking books, loan, and reservation more efficiently. This is to ensure that the library can easily tag which book are currently borrowed by the staff, by whom, and when they are due to be returned. It also aims to improve the reservation process, ensuring that each member can reserve books that are currently checked out and get notification where the books become available. The second one, like how should the system handle overdue books and the fines? To establish a clear system for managing overdue books, which help ensure that the borrowed books are returned on time, it is important to implement fine to encourage timely returns, but should also offer flexibility for members, such as grace period or automated reminder to avoid less penalties. For third one, what type of categories should the system support and what preparation should each category have? This is to determine the type of member, for example, like students, staff, and general public, and tailor the privilege that they receive. Like for example, like a student might have a different borrowing limits of loan periods compared to a general member. Understanding these categories help in personalizing the system and ensuring fairness in effective resource management. And for the fourth one, like how would you like to manage member registration? Is it manual or is it automated process? Like which which type of process that which the member prefer. An automated system can save time and reduce error, but may require some upfront development. But for the manual process, it can take some time, like as for the member to come into the library and then to fill up the form, which like we have to queue up the form and store it to the system, which takes some time. So in this case, like we should ask like whether the member want it to be manual or want it to be automated. So this is the use case diagram that I've developed. As you can see, there are several actors in here. There are guests, library assistant, librarian, standard member, and premium member. And this is the description for each diagram. So starting with the scenario, the digital library system with the multiple user roles for efficient management. So the second one, we have brief description, a robust system managing book circulation and member activities, and unrestricted tasks efficiently, ensuring a smooth library experience. And the trigger is to user action, such as registration, book loans, and return. And the actors are guests, which member that have standard or premium access to the system. And the stakeholders are staff member, administration, and IT support. The precondition for this one is operational system, authentication active, and accessible database. For a post condition, we have update transition, inventory, and member status. And the activities that are developed in this use case is to register a member, browse the catalog, issue return books, process fine, and manage an inventory. For the exception is a system downtime like invalid credential and unavailable books and payment errors. And here I have revised the domain model class diagram. It's basically like the same thing as the use case diagram. Basically, this is a class diagram for the retail library system, showing the key component for the relationship. This is we have like the main class, which is the member and the store member details and membership, have the standard premium or guest, and the books that contain the books information, and the status library system, central class managing cooperation librarian, and the administrative task library. And for the library assistant, manage daily operation, fund process and process fund, payment reservation, manage book reservation. And the key relationship between this diagram is member can request or return the books, librarian manage the system, and the book librarian assistant, book library assistant handle the books to loan components and return the library system and connect all the component files are linking to late return reservation to track the book hold each class. So the each class contain relevant attributes such as like member ID, book title, and methods like including issuing book, processing returns needed for the automated library system to function efficiently. And here I've revised the activity diagram. So in this activity diagram for the library showing the main workflow for the different resources. So the key workflow for this diagram, for we do not confuse when we're looking at this diagram is so the first one, the member receive like the books, member check the book condition, and add approve the book catalogs from the librarian assistant or librarian, and then the librarian assistant will manage the member registration. And for the member flow, member will search for the book catalog, proceed to lend the books, interact with the system for loans. And for the system flow, the system will check the book availability, whether like the books is available for or not for the member to borrow, and update the loan records for the members, manage notification for the overdue books and reserve book, and store the member data. And here we have like the library assistant flow, which is validate members type and loan period, issue books and update the records, process return, and handle fines for overdue books. The diagram uses the decision point to show different paths based on the condition like book availability and member registration status with clear flow between different actors and responsibilities. Yeah, so for the last thing, I have the screen bottle that I wish I have revised from the Canva. Basically, I just make like user interface, like what is going on within like the user and the system, like how is the system and user are interacting with each other until like the system reach the end user. So basically in here, the system will ask like, what would you like to do? And then the user will say that I would like to check out the books. And the system will proceed to ask the user to enter the member ID and email address. And the user will enter their email ID or user ID. And then the system will prompt up a notification like, welcome back, blah, 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 John. You currently have 2 book checkout when the user have already checked out 2 books, and you show like some notification like what the user would like to do. For example, whether like they would like to check out the books, return the books, view current loans, and make a reservation. And for this case, the user want to like check out the new books, so they will click on the interface to check out the new books, and the system will prompt the user to ask to please scan the book barcode or enter the book ID number. For the system to put this ID number to the system in order to the system like not like what kind of book that the user bought. Later on, the user will put the book ID, the user ID, and then their email to the system, and then the system will prompt the user with like, you have just selected the grade. For example, in this case, the user selected the grade Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and this book is due in 14 days on January 23, 2025. And the system will ask the user, would you like to proceed to checkout? And the user will click the prompt yes or no. In this case, user will say yes because they obviously they want to borrow the books. And then for the last thing, the system will prompt a notification like checkout successful. Would you like the email receipt to the of your transaction to their email or something? And then this is when the in here user can say either no or either yes, but in this case user will say no, and then the system will say, oh, thank you for using the library service. Otherwise the system will just like send the email, send the receipt to their email, and then the user will have the receipt so they can know what kind of book they bought. And for my conclusion, this report is to outline the system analysis and design for automatic literary manual process. By applying the system development lifecycle, or known as SDLC, project stage were structured effectively. Information gathering techniques like interview, surveys, and observation help define accurate requirements. Visual tools, including use case activity and sequence diagram, clarified system functionality and workflow. And the storyboard that I created before was to showcase of like user interaction with the system. And this project is to address the scope and challenging, offering a structured, efficient, and user-friendly automated solution for the library. Thank you. That's all.